The Dunning Kruger Effect. Why some think they're geniuses and others doubt their smarts. Today we're tackling a fascinating and sometimes uncomfortable topic. The Dunning Kruger Effect. It's a phenomenon that helps explain why some people think they know it all, while others question their intelligence despite being highly knowledgeable. We'll look into psychology, some historical and modern perspectives, and how understanding this effect can help improve your mindset. Let's dive in. Part 1. What is the Dunning Kruger Effect? Let's start with a basic definition. The Dunning Kruger Effect is a cognitive bias that leads people with low ability in a particular area to overestimate their competence. Meanwhile, highly competent people often underestimate their abilities. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know, said Aristotle. This effect was first identified by psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger in 1999. They found that people with less knowledge or skill in a given area are often too blind to their ignorance and tend to rate themselves as above average. Be aware of this bias in your own life. Start asking yourself if you're truly skilled in that area or if you might be overestimating. Self-awareness is the first step to personal growth. Part 2. Why stupid people think they're smart. So why does the Dunning-Kruger effect make people with low ability believe they're skilled? One reason is that knowledge is required to recognize knowledge. If you lack the skills, you often lack the ability to even see what you're missing. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge, said Charles Darwin. Creators like Charisma on Command and Practical Psychology often talk about how this leads to overconfidence in social situations. Being unaware of what you don't know can sometimes lead to an inflated sense of self. Approach areas in your life with humility. Remember that confidence without competence can lead to poor decisions and misunderstandings. Part 3. Why smart people question their intelligence. Ironically, intelligent and skilled people often doubt themselves. Why? Because the more they learn, the more they realize just how vast the unknown really is. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance, said Confucius. Studies have found that experts and professionals often rate their competence lower than novices do, a phenomenon psychologists call the imposter syndrome. This is especially common in high-achieving fields, where the standards are incredibly high. If you ever doubt yourself, remember, that's a sign of intelligence and self-awareness. True wisdom comes from understanding that there's always more to learn. Part 4. The psychology behind overconfidence and underconfidence. Overconfidence in beginners and underconfidence in experts can be explained by something called the confidence curve. At the start, there's an overconfidence peak, and as we learn more, confidence drops before it gradually rises again with mastery. The fool doth think he wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool, said William Shakespeare. Overconfidence is a natural phase that we all go through, especially when starting something new. It's only with time and experience that we develop a realistic view of our skill. Recognize that it's okay to feel uncertain as you grow. Mastery takes time, and doubt is just a part of the journey. Part 5. How the Dunning-Kruger Effect affects learning and growth. The Dunning-Kruger Effect can either block or accelerate your growth, depending on how you handle it. Overconfidence can close you off from learning, while self-doubt can push you to improve. The key is finding the balance. Knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength, mastering yourself is true power, said Lao Tzu. Channels like Thomas Franks and Ali Abdaal's emphasize continuous learning. They highlight how important it is to challenge our own understanding and stay open to new ideas. Embrace a growth mindset. Approach each new challenge as an opportunity to learn rather than a chance to prove yourself. Part 6. The role of self-awareness and humility in overcoming the Dunning Kruger Effect. One of the best ways to counteract the Dunning Kruger Effect is through humility and self-awareness. Admitting what you don't know can make you a better learner and a more capable person. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves, said Sir Edmund Hillary. Studies have found that humility in leadership is correlated with better team performance and greater respect from peers. This is because humble leaders are more open to feedback and willing to learn. Practice humility daily. Try to notice moments when you feel the need to appear knowledgeable, and instead, choose to listen and learn. Part 7. Why most people are unaware of their biases. We all have cognitive biases that shape how we see ourselves and others. The Dunning Kruger Effect is just one of many. Recognizing and challenging these biases can lead to better decisions and stronger relationships. We do not see things as they are, we see them as we are. Biases like confirmation bias and overconfidence can limit self-awareness. By seeking out diverse perspectives and challenging our assumptions, we can get a clearer view of reality. Make it a habit to ask trusted friends or mentors. Hearing others' perspectives can help you catch blind spots you might miss on your own. Part 8. The importance of embracing lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is one of the best ways to combat the Dunning Kruger Effect. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we still have to discover. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. William Butler Yeats. Channels like TED and Big Think consistently stress the value of curiosity and staying open to learning. Many of the world's most successful people credit their achievements to a commitment to lifelong learning. Set a goal to learn something new every day, even if it's small. Cultivating curiosity keeps your mind sharp and reduces overconfidence. Part 9. How to use the Dunning Kruger Effect to improve your mindset. Understanding the Dunning Kruger Effect can improve your mindset. Instead of fearing self-doubt, see it as a sign of growth. Use it to stay humble and motivated. Doubt is not a pleasant condition, but certainty is absurd, said Voltaire. When you embrace doubt as a part of the learning process, it can make you more resilient and less afraid of failure. Make peace with uncertainty. Whether you face a challenge, remind yourself that feeling unsure is a natural and necessary part of learning. Part 10. How self-doubt can be a superpower. While it might seem like a weakness, self-doubt can actually be a superpower. It keeps you humble, open to new information, and hungry to improve. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing, said Socrates. Studies show that individuals who are comfortable with self-doubt are more likely to seek feedback and continuously improve. Start seeing self-doubt as a strength. Remind yourself that questioning your abilities isn't a sign of weakness, it's a step towards mastery. Part 11. Applying the lessons of the Dunning Kruger Effect in your life. In the end, understanding the Dunning Kruger Effect can lead to a more balanced and empowered mindset. Recognize your strengths and limitations, stay curious, and keep learning. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge, said Stephen Hawking. Many YouTubers and thought leaders emphasize the importance of staying humble, adaptable, and always willing to learn. Growth comes from acknowledging what you don't know and pushing yourself to get better. Commit to regularly reflecting on your own knowledge and skill levels. Be honest with yourself about where you need to improve and set a goal to learn something new every day. The Dunning Kruger Effect teaches us that true wisdom is about acknowledging both our knowledge and our ignorance. By embracing humility and a growth mindset, you can become smarter, more self-aware, and more resilient. And as always, thanks for watching. Value learning, keep growing, and success will come. Remember, true confidence comes from knowing yourself fully, flaws and all. See you next time, and don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Peace.